Welcome everyone. Wow, this is going to be fun. Anyway, so why am I doing this on my cell phone this time instead of doing it on my webcam like I've been doing for the past few weeks? Well, I've got something to show you. Take a look. Oh, of course, cut off. There it is. But anyway, these are all the team helmets laid out in the order of standings. Obviously, the first place teams in each division for both conferences are on the inside. So without further ado, let's start. We're going to start with the AFC. Cincinnati won the AFC North. Baltimore qualified as a playoff team, the number 6 seed wild card. Missing the playoffs were the defending Super Bowl champions and the Cleveland Browns. The New England Patriots won the American East Conference, the division, excuse me. The Jets qualified as a wild card. Missing the playoffs were Miami and Buffalo. Indianapolis won the overall number 1 seed in the AFC, winning the South. While Houston, Tennessee, and Jacksonville all missed the playoffs. And San Diego won the West, having some stiff competition, though, by Denver. Oakland and Kansas City really didn't do so well. On the NFC side, Minnesota won the North. Green Bay qualified as a wild card. Chicago and Detroit, who got their first couple wins in 2 years. Dallas won the East. Philadelphia qualified as a wild card. The Giants and the Redskins missed the playoffs. The overall number 1 seed, again, comes from the South. The New Orleans Saints. Atlanta, Carolina, and Tampa Bay all missed the playoffs. Arizona, the defending NFC champions, again won the West. But they got scared by San Francisco, while Seattle and St. Louis really weren't much of a factor. Now, the playoff picture. The first game that was played in the playoffs was up here, the Jets and the Bengals, with the Jets moving on. Followed that game with the Eagles and the Cowboys. The Cowboys won that one. Then came a Sunday afternoon wild card game in New England with the Ravens handing the Patriots their first playoff loss at home since 1978. And then a thriller to finish off the wild card round. There's Arizona dispatching Green Bay in overtime, which leads there's a wild card week. I went 2-2, which leads me to the divisional round, where the winners of these 4 games would duke it out in the conference championships. First up was Arizona and New Orleans. The Cardinals were tired. Not to mention their defense wasn't up to par, so the Saints made it. Enter the Ravens and Colts. Now, these two teams don't like one another. Primarily, it's because the Colts left Baltimore in 1983 at the stroke of midnight on the Mayflower moving truck. You know what? The Colts were the better team that day. Now on to today's games. It was Cowboys and the Vikings in the early part. And the Vikings won. So then came the Jets and the San Diego Chargers. And guess who won? The Cinderella New York Jets. So we have Vikings Saints, Jets Colts. Now, the first game, which will be the Jets and Colts, this will determine the home team in the Super Bowl. This game will be played again in Lucas Oil Stadium. The last time these two teams met up, the Jets knocked off the then unbeaten Colts, primarily because Indianapolis was resting their starters. Will it happen again? Maybe, maybe not. Rex Ryan's proven that his team's not going to give up. In fact, this is the second consecutive year that a rookie quarterback and a rookie head coach has made it to the conference championship. This is the first time in a long time. I don't know if it's ever happened before, but I think this is the first time that's ever happened. I'm not too sure, though, that both teams have rookie head coaches, so one of them's definitely going to the Super Bowl. Which one, though? I don't know. The Colts seem to be unstoppable, but then again, so do the Jets. I think the Jets' Cinderella run will continue, though, and I have them besting the Colts to win the American Football Conference. The late game, 18:30 Eastern Time on Fox. It will be Minnesota and New Orleans. Hey, what can you say about Brett Favre? He's had a marvelous season. All right, I'm a little shaky about both of the defenses here. Just a little shaky about it. This is going to be a real tough game. In fact, both of them are this week. These games are going to be really tough. But you know what? I think experience will triumph in this one. And Brett Favre and the Vikings are going to the Super Bowl. So why not just put up the Dolphins card? Well, that's where the Super Bowl is going to be held at this year. It's also the location of the Pro Bowl, the NFC and the AFC. Now, Week 20 picks are completed, so I'm just going to go on to Week 21 and let this go from there. The winner of this year's Pro Bowl will be the AFC. Don't know why, but I have a feeling that's just going to be the AFC this year. Now, the Pro Bowl this year will be featured on ESPN. The Super Bowl will be on CBS. Check your local listings. The Pro Bowl will be on at 19:20 on the 31st of January. Now, again, this is all Eastern Time. 19:20 on ESPN, the 31st of January. The Super Bowl, I believe the actual game will start at 18:25. So 18:25, Sunday, the 7th of February. Again, check your local listing. But I am P Golden 88 at YouTube. How much time do I have left here? Alright. I'm P Golden 88 at YouTube. And just so you all know right now, I will probably not be picking for the 2010 NFL season. And if you want to know more about it, send me a message. Do not comment as to the reason why. Because I'm not going to tell you on my public stage. You're going to have to send me a message however you like, whether it be via my personal email or if you just leave it as a YouTube direct message, and then I'll tell you. I'll get back to you about that one. But anyway, I'm P Golden 88. I'm signing off. Have a good night.